Hello out there on YouTube land. How are you? How are you? Thanks for joining us. I'm trying to go live on Facebook as well, so and hopefully I'm live streaming. I found the culprit, so please excuse me. Okay, great. All right, that's straight now. That's straight. So hi everybody. If you're viewing me on Facebook, fantastic, welcome. If you're viewing me on YouTube, I want to thank you for joining me this afternoon, this evening, and I want to welcome you to our Tuesday live webinar that usually takes place at 9 p.m. Eastern. So we are running, had some challenges, technical difficulties, so we just want to go ahead and get started. I want to thank you for joining me. If for any reason you guys are on Facebook who are viewing this, and for any reason this drops on Facebook, please join me on YouTube. We do have a page called Legacy Builders International. That's Legacy Builders International. I would love for you guys to basically subscribe, like the page, share the information on Facebook. Okay, this is important information that I'm going to share with you this afternoon, this evening. So thank you for joining. If you're on Facebook and if you are on YouTube, thank you for joining. Again, if you're viewing this from my Facebook page and there's for any reason any disconnection, please go to YouTube. I will log back in on YouTube and we'll be able, and I'll just do it on YouTube. My YouTube channel is Legacy Builders International, again, so you can please like and subscribe to Legacy Builders International, so every time that we go live, and we probably will be using YouTube more so than Facebook. So I want to thank you guys for joining us. And again, my name, let's just introduce you to myself. My name is Erica Padmore, and I have been involved. Let me just give you a little background about myself. I have been in the area of empowering people. I've been an empowerment coach. I've taught and trained many people. I have been a sales trainer most of my life. I started out in the direct sales industry. I've been involved in that industry for quite some time, but I also started my consulting firm called Empowering Me for Life, where I trained and taught people on personality types and the differences and how it applies to them, whether it be a career, whether it be just really understanding how to apply that to business, to sales presentations and things like that. So very recently I expanded to the area of financial empowerment, and I'm so excited to be sharing this information with you guys today, because this is information that we all need, that our community needs. It is right now it's about empowerment. It is about financial empowerment. That is the thing that is absolutely necessary to move all of us forward. So I want to talk a little bit about that, give you guys some really important information. So do me a favor and share this out. Again, go to YouTube, find my channel, Legacy Builders International, and please like and subscribe. And if it drops here, join me on YouTube. So let's get started. Okay, Legacy Builders International, we're an elite marketing team actually, and what we do, we partner with amazing companies, and really just to help people, to give them a platform and give them some phenomenal products and goods and services, but also to give them an opportunity to change their life financially. And our mission basically is to leave a living legacy for generations to come. I do have another page on Facebook called LBI Marketing, and I have a page on Facebook called Legacy Builders International. So please search for those pages and send a friend a request to join. And I want to, I want to start with this slide, because if you're like me and you wondered how life would be if you had time freedom and financial freedom, and that's what I was looking for. I got to a stage in my life, I'm a boomer, and I got to a stage in my life where I'm like, I'm tired of working for somebody else. I really need to find a vehicle that's going to help to free me. I was not really great at understanding, how do I get financially free? How do I get it? I saw people who had it. I've been studying people who've had it, and I'm trying to figure out, how do I cross that gap? So someone called me, a very good friend of mine, and told me a few years ago about this particular industry I'm going to talk to you about, and I was just blown out the water because I had no idea. It had really answered a lot of my questions, and so I want to share the information that was shared with me tonight. But I want to start off with how big this industry is, okay? The market size of this industry and what we call fiat paper, okay, is $1.4 quadrillion, okay? $1.4 quadrillion of fiat paper money will be transferred to gold, to silver, and to cryptocurrency. And this is going to happen globally. And when our company, Swiss Gold Global, captures about 1/3 of 1%, just 1/3 of 1% of this market transfer, we will be bigger than all of the markets combined of health and wellness, nutrition and weight loss, food, water, coffee, teas, travel. We'll be bigger than all the industries combined. But we're also a part of another industry. It's called the home-based industry, okay? And according to businessforhome.org, a new home-based business is started every 12 seconds. And there are 38 million home-based businesses in the United States of America. 70% of those home-based businesses succeed within 3 years versus 30% of traditional businesses. $427 billion per year is made by home-based business owners, and 70% of Americans would prefer to be self-employed. So these are really important statistics. So when you combine these two industries, one, the fiat paper currency that's transferring to gold, silver, and cryptocurrency, 1.4 quadrillion, and couple that with another $427 billion industry, I mean, you know, it is tremendous, tremendous opportunity. So I want to start with some problems here, okay? And I don't like to talk about problems without giving you solutions. So I will give you some solutions, okay? Again, if you're on Facebook and you're listening to me, if you're on YouTube and you're listening to me, do me a favor and share this information out. You know, and so we're going to talk about some problems. You know, why are we experiencing such lack, such hardships, just being able to make ends meet, okay? Well, there's some serious problems, and let's talk about it here for a minute, okay? We have got artificial intelligence and robotic labor that's actually taking over our jobs. And you guys pretty much know this, right? I've been posting things on my Facebook page, and you know, the latest one I posted were these hands that are actually helping you in the kitchen to cook. You know, we just saw Walmart just replace a lot of their cashiers and their checkout counters with machines. And you're seeing it all over. McDonald's, for instance, their workers wanted a raise and wanted $15 an hour, and McDonald's just answered answered it by just replacing them with machines. We're going to have more and more. In fact, we're going to have millions of jobs that are going to be lost due to artificial intelligence and robotic labor. For there's some of us right now, some people are doing Uber and that type of thing, but they're looking at driverless cars. They're looking at all these different ways to replace. So you have got to reinvent yourself. You have got to find ways in which you can still continue to earn a living, and be not just earn a living, but be able to win at this financial game. So let's talk about the other problem, okay? Because we are all familiar with jobs being outsourced to foreign labor markets, okay? Now, if you own a cell phone or a computer, you know when you're trying to call and make phone calls to talk to people about, you know, getting help, customer service, you're pretty much getting someone in a different country. And you guys kind of know that intuitively. You know it because you can't understand half the time what somebody's saying and that type of thing. So most of our jobs, coupled with artificial intelligence and robotic labor, we have jobs that are being outsourced to foreign labor markets. We've got rising taxes. We're being burdened with more and more debt. Okay, we're chasing, as this gentleman here in the middle, chasing the dollar. Some of us are working 2 and 3 jobs trying to make ends meet, and we feel like this guy here on this Ferris wheel. We're just, you know, running around, just running and spinning our wheels. And no matter what we do, we can't seem to get ahead. So what do? We end up feeling fed up and frustrated, like this gentleman at the bottom, like he's at his end's rope. I just don't know what else to do. So obviously, I'm here. You're joining me tonight to hear about some things. And again, we're going to talk to you about solution. We're here. You're tuning in to hear what's in it for you, right? Your favorite radio station, WIFM. What's in it for me? So we also have people that are living paycheck to paycheck. Look at this slide. How most people are barely keeping afloat. 44% of Americans are liquid asset poor, meaning they lack enough savings to make it through 3 months of unemployment. So, this is a very powerful slide. 28% of people over 55 have no retirement savings. 42% of millennials have not begun saving for retirement. Do you see the problem here? This is a crisis. And on the right side, you see this really sexy grandmom, and she is, you know, pretty much, you know, she's enjoying her you know, being on her skates, and she's preparing to serve her customers. But, you know, this is really sad because we see this in Walmart a lot. You know, most people that have a certain age are now having to go back to work. And this is in the cover of Time magazine. Will you ever be able to retire? So, you were not born to just go to work, to pay bills, and die. And I want to talk a little bit about what we were taught in school, right? I pride myself on really educating people. I like to empower people with information, with knowledge. I really want people to live their best lives, and that's part of my mission. That's why I'm here on this earth and on this planet. And, you know, I have read a book by Robert Kiyosaki, and if you have not read that book, you need to read it. I started with Rich Dad, Poor Dad, but I've read several of his books, The Cash Flow Quadrant, and so many of his books. Now, what he talks about is that traditional savers are losers. We are being educated in our public school systems, or like he liked to say, miseducated, indoctrinated, and so they're not teaching financial education in school for a reason, because they're stealing your wealth through taxation. They're stealing our wealth in so many other ways, but they're teaching us here to save in a bank, to save in our 401ks and IRAs. And if you guys were, you know, had money saved in 2008, most of you lost 50 to 80% of your financial portfolio. That's why you have so many people of a certain age having to go back to work. These people had already planned for retirement. And back in 2008, when we had that huge real estate crash and stock market crash, they lost most of their wealth because it was tied up in what? Fiat paper currency, in a 401k, and in an IRA. Okay, in the fiat system. So we're advocating, you know, that a way that you save, a wealth strategy is to pay yourself first. When most of us get paid, we kind of pay all the bills, and then if anything's left over, then we take care of that. But what we teach you here is to pay yourself first. And listen, according to John Chauvin, Stanford University professor of economics, you cannot expect to put 10% of your income aside and then finance a retirement that's just as long. You know, we're advocating that you become your own bank. You take control of your finances. And instead of saving the way that you were taught to save in your IRAs, in your 401ks, and things like that, start looking at saving in an appreciating asset, gold, silver, and cryptocurrency. So let's just talk about that for a minute, okay? Why should we save in gold? Why should we own gold? Well, this is an older slide, but if you save paper money, if you save $300 a month from 1992 to 2012, right? You would have saved $72,000. But what would you be able to purchase with that today? The dollar has actually lost 95% of its purchasing power. So this slide says 56,000, but listen, it's probably about half of that right now, okay, in terms of what you could purchase had you been saving in fiat paper. That's a $16,000 loss, and this is only 2012. Due to saving in declining paper money. But had you saved the same thing, if you did the same exact thing, and you had put $300 monthly aside, you from 1992 to 2012, and you'd done that in gold instead, your purchasing power today would be $236,000, which is $164,000 profit due to saving what? In a tangible asset, an appreciating asset. You're talking about $180,000 difference. So you have to ask yourself, which side would you rather be on? I mean, that decision is up to you. Now, I want to play a very short video because we're talking about gold and the importance of saving in gold, and I want to play a very short video right now. So just hang on, just going to be a couple of minutes, guys.
Throughout the ages, the wealthiest individuals and families have had one possession in common: gold. Gold is the ultimate form of money. Its value is universally recognized, and it has maintained its buying power for thousands of years. In Roman times, you could fully clothe yourself with a nice toga and fine leather sandals for an ounce of gold. 100 years ago, that same ounce of gold would buy you an excellent suit and a superb pair of shoes. And today, the deal is the same. But here's the difference. 100 years ago, you could buy an ounce of gold with just $20 US. And what would $20 get you today? The long-term value of gold is constant. The value of paper money is constantly collapsing. In other words, your money buys you less and less each year. Owning a certain amount of gold and silver is the surest way to establish long-term security. That's why we call it real wealth. But how do you buy gold and silver safely? Where should you store it? And how do you begin if your funds are limited? Swissgold Global enables its members to buy gold and silver directly from one of Switzerland's top refiners, Argor Heraeus. The gold is certified 999.9 pure, and it's clean gold, meaning it's produced with minimum environmental and social harm. And our competitive pricing means you are effectively buying your precious metals wholesale. With Swissgold Global, you can buy real physical gold and silver and select from a range of beautiful bullion bars and collectible medallions. These will be shipped direct to you, or if you prefer, stored in Switzerland in an independent high-security vault. We chose Switzerland because of its exceptional commitment to quality and because of Switzerland's fierce independence and protection of individual rights. Perhaps the most exciting part of our platform is the Swissgold Saver program. From just $25 a month, you can accumulate real physical gold and silver in your own savings account. Unlike cash, gold and silver have a history of holding their value over decades and centuries. The kind of services provided by Swissgold Global are usually only available to wealthy people. Our commitment is to make owning gold and silver possible for everyone who wants it. And not just any gold and silver, but the finest quality in the world. To become prosperous, you have to do what prosperous people do. Owning quality gold and silver is one of the most important first steps. That's the only way for you to accumulate real wealth. Watch the next video to learn how Swissgold Global can help you generate real income. Swissgold Global. Real wealth, real knowledge, real income.
Awesome. Awesome, guys. So, I hope you enjoyed that video because, you know, we aligned ourselves with one of the best I would say the number 5 top refiners in the entire world. And we're able to provide, as they say, LBMA, which is the London Bullion Market Association. It's an agency that governs over the entire precious metals industry. So you know that you're getting something that is certified by one of the best refiners. There's only 5. Arga Herreras provides gold for Rolex watches. Not only that, it is very easy to liquidate in the event that you've been saving and you have a crisis and you need to liquidate. There's absolutely no sellback fee if you're an affiliate, or 2.97% sellback fee if you're a free customer, which is absolutely nothing. You're getting it at wholesale prices. Unbelievable. 2.97 above spot. And if you decide that you want it stored, guess what? We have an LBMA certified storage facility called Loomis in Dubai or Switzerland. So we've got you covered on all fronts. And you know, you can't get, and you can save for as little as $25. That's unheard of. You have an offshore Swiss account. You have a Swiss account that you can save as little as $25. So this used to be a private members only club, but now we're allowing the average person to have access. Okay, access the same way wealthy people have been doing it for years. And China, you've been hearing they're storing up their gold, and you're hearing Russia and all these folks right now are ramping up on gold. We need to be doing the same. So we're giving you access here. Now, let's talk about this slide. Well, of course, you know, in ancient times, the video talked about this, so I'm not going to go over this again. But, you know, gold, as it shows you, has retained its value over time. So I'm not going to go over that slide. It talks about it's the best preserver of wealth. Let's talk about silver, right? In the 1920s, an ounce of silver was valued at 67 cents. You can literally buy a good meal for 67 cents in the 1920s. Ask yourself today, what was 67 cents buy you? 1 ounce of silver is valued today at 15 bucks. Listen, okay, you can pretty much still buy a decent meal anywhere for about 15 bucks, okay? Maybe not a gourmet meal, but certainly you can eat pretty decent for 15 bucks. Now, I don't know if you've heard of the Cayman Investment Forum. If you're here listening to me, thank you again for joining us. Thank you for being here. Please share this out. This is important information. But I want you guys to do a little research on the Cayman Investment Forum. Either a Bitcoin or gold will represent the future store of value. Okay? So let me say that again. Either Bitcoin or gold will represent the future store of value, according to the Cayman Investment Forum, and they focus on the rise of Bitcoin and the failing dollar. So pay attention, guys. So welcome. We're going to talk about Swissquote Global, who we are. We talked a little bit about that in the previous video. Mr. Bill Rao is our CEO and visionary founder. Okay, Swissquote Global is more than an opportunity. It's a system for building your own real wealth. We're founded in 2008 in Zurich, Switzerland. Mr. Bill Rao is a licensed precious metals dealer, DMCC, Dubai. We actually are 10 years old as of this month. We turned 10 years old, so we're not a new company. However, we did have our official launch in the United States. Official, we've been here, but not officially. So we just did a big kickoff in October of last year. And what does that mean for you? Well, timing in business is everything. Position yourself with a company at the ground floor. You get to be able to take advantage of all of the momentum that is built as a result. And this is how people become wealthy, because they got in at the right time. Now in 2016, we positioned ourselves in the cryptocurrency mining space. And as you can see, this is Mr. Bill Rouse. He likes to show his license so that you can see that he is a certified licensed precious metals dealer. Okay. Now, what are our products and service? Gold and silver. Okay, you get to diversify your portfolio. And I would like to say, listen, all you're simply doing is exchanging. You know, this is not an investing, okay? This is gold and silver as financial insurance, and we have got insurance for everything. We've got insurance for our health, insurance for our car, insurance for our mortgage, for our renter's insurance, but we don't have insurance for the most important thing. It's money, protecting our money. And this is exactly what we provide you. You're not investing in gold and silver. What you're simply doing is, instead of saving in a declining dollar, okay, instead of saying, you are just exchanging, right? If I gave you gave me $100 bill and you said, Erica, could you please give me some change? And I gave you 520s. That's still $100, but it's in a different form. So all we're simply doing is saying, hey, save in something that appreciates in value. This is what the wealthy do. We're here to teach you wealth principles. We've also involved in the Bitcoin and altcoin mining space, right? Mining is a little different than buying and holding a cryptocurrency, right? Right now, Bitcoin has been a bit stagnant, but listen, it has still been a whole lot better in terms of putting your money than if you had put it in the bank and if you had saved, like 2017, one Bitcoin was around $1,000. It is probably around $8,000 now, but it's still, it went up at the end of the year, almost 20. And then it dropped back down. It is volatile, but it's a better deal than if you had it saved in your bank or in your 401k. So what we're saying here is diversify. There's risk, of course, in the cryptocurrency space, but we want you to spread your risk. We have Bitcoin and altcoin contracts, and when you're mining, we're going to explain that a little later on, and then you also have an opportunity to participate in our affiliate program, and also we have a real knowledge of financial education program. So our business is built on 3 foundational principles, right? Real knowledge, real wealth, real income. Now, here's our real knowledge program. Listen, you have access to learn from people who are millionaires. You've got hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of financial education. You didn't get it in school, but because you've partnered with this company, you have access to information that will absolutely transform your life. People like Bob Proctor, right? We just got through reading his book, Born Rich. Sandy Gallagher, Greg Reed, author of Think and Grow Rich Stickability. James Rickers, New York Times best-selling author of Currency Wars and the Death of Money. Philip Judge, who is an author and a film producer and bullion banker. Look at all these people that you have access to as you're part of our program. Of course, real wealth. We talked about that in the video, right? You got to see some of the gold and the silver. We actually have bullion. We all, 2.97% above spot price, which is at wholesale prices. We also have these beautiful collectible coins. So if you like to, you're a coin collector, well, these coins are religious coins, right? And so they're elite, private legal ownership, non-confiscatable under the UN human rights resolutions. So you have access to be able to save in bullion or in coins if you want, the religious coins. But I want to draw your attention to this gorgeous kidney heart pendant over here, right? And the back of it, it's like rainbows are literally coming out of it. I'm ordering one. I don't have one yet, but mine is on the way. And it is just gorgeous. So this is an heirloom pendant that you can pass down to your kids, you give it to your mom. Mother's Day is coming. What a beautiful gift to give to your mom. Okay, to give to your daughter, maybe a sweet 16. My daughter will be getting one for hers. This is an heirloom pendant. And then we just have some golden covered banknotes. So I'm just going to move on from there. If you're interested in that kidney heart pendant, please let me know. So our goal, as I mentioned, is easy to liquidate, zero sellback free. I discussed all of it already. So we're living in a changing world where paper money is being replaced by digital currency. That is an absolute fact. Things are changing. So I want to also kind of go through very shortly about that. I want to play a very short video on that. So, and we'll be right back.
The world is in financial disarray. Currencies failing, economies in wild flux, jobs being lost. But what if you could build an entirely new economy, one specifically designed for the digital realm? Well, that is the dream behind Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, for those of you who don't know, is an electronic online currency that was created in 2009. It was made by someone who did it under the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto.
Like any economy, you don't want too much too fast, because then the value of your currency drops, or so slow that your economy grounds to a halt. It's designed to be a self-stabilizing economy. Whether it actually is that way though, well, that is a little bit more complicated.
Because some people have said, hey, Bitcoin is the answer to those problems. Are you a believer?
Well, Bitcoin is exciting because it shows how cheap it can be. Bitcoin is better than currency in that you don't have to be physically in the same place. And, of course, for large transactions, currency can get pretty inconvenient.
And what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is a currency on the internet.
I sent 100 euros worth of Bitcoin from here in Tokyo directly to you guys through this camera, through the network, through the TV, right into your home. If I had tried to do that, send you the money with a traditional bank, it would have taken several days and probably cost 30 euros. I just did it right now with Bitcoin instantly, basically for free, and didn't have to ask anybody for permission. I didn't need a bank, I didn't need a government, I didn't need anybody. I just needed myself and you and our smartphones to do it. That's the power of Bitcoin.
Wall Street is fraud, America is fraud, the world is fraud, banks are fraud, central banks are fraud. We live in an era of fraud. It's all based on fraud, and they get a percentage of the fraud. That's the business model. To suggest that there is any moral or ethical aspect to anything that's going on now is to be completely naive about the fact that we live in an era dominated by financial terrorists, jihadis of banking. They're here to kill you and themselves. They believe in an ideology, not the Quran, but Adam Smith, that they completely misread and interpret as something to justify their blowing themselves up. Janet Yellen's a terrorist! Mario Draghi's a terrorist! The Central Bank of Japan is a terrorist! These are the real terrorists!
This community is switching to what they think is a better monetary system. A system in which banks are no longer needed because payments can be made directly from one person to another.
Bitcoin is fundamentally different because in Bitcoin you don't owe anyone anything and no one owes you anything. It is not a system based on that. It is a system based on ownership, and no one can censor it, no one can seize it, no one can freeze it.
It's November the 2nd, 2008, just 6 weeks after the Lehman Brothers collapse, and all over the world there are panicked debates about how to save the banks. Then, on a little visited web forum for cryptographers, a document appears in which a completely new monetary system is proposed. The visionary author calls himself Satoshi Nakamoto.
These were the darkest days of the financial crisis, so that to me suggests a very clever mind that saw an opportunity, the perfect opportunity to introduce a new radical technology and a new radical approach to money and finance at just the right moment when people would be very open to making this big shift that's required to adopt a new currency.
What's exciting for me is like a global economy. Right now we say we have a global economy, but I can't take a dollar and give it to you in the Netherlands and then you know what to do with it, right? You would have to go and change it to your native currency. And when you kind of eliminate that step, and I can just send you one form of payment and you can send me a product in a matter of seconds, that starts to change things from a global perspective.
How could this digital coin invented by this Satoshi Nakamoto become hundreds of times more valuable than the dollar? And why do enthusiasts like Roger Fear want the world to switch to bitcoins?
I'm giving every single person here 1,000 yen worth of bitcoins, which is like $8 and something cents.
Back in the early days, you know, I'd get phone calls from my buddies, oh, hey man, I lost 10,000 bitcoins because my computer blew up, right? Back then, one bitcoin was less than a penny, right? So nobody cared. They lost $10. I don't care, right? And now 10,000 bitcoins, that's, you know, $5 million. That's a big deal, right?
I think a lot of people are underestimating the way in which Bitcoin and the blockchain are going to change the power structures in society in general. I mean, I grew up in the U.S. and I see all these people like, yeah, nuke everybody in the Middle East and kill them all. And then they have the former Secretary of State Madeleine Albright on 60 Minutes, one of the most popular news shows in the U.S. And they asked her, they said, like, there's reports that more than 500,000 Iraqi children have died as a direct result of U.S. sanctions. And she looks back at her with a straight face and she goes, "It was a really tough decision, but I think that it was worth it." Worth murdering 500,000 kids because of what the government did? And I apologize for crying, but it just disgusts me from my core when I see government people murdering people around the world. It's not just theoretical. These are real people with real lives. And it's real people, and Bitcoin has the power to undermine everything they're doing to people around the world. And I'm sorry for shouting, but it just disgusts me what these people in government do. And they do it through central banking and through the control of the money supply, and Bitcoin takes that away from them.
You can buy Bitcoin at the Shell station. Check it out. Good. Got $2. Hit finish. Whoop. $2 Bitcoin. Just like that. From this machine. I just turned cash into digital currency.
So thinking that it's too late to get involved in Bitcoin is like thinking it's too late to get involved with the internet or too late to get involved with using a cell phone. Like, it's not too late to get involved in Bitcoin. If Bitcoin becomes really popular all over the world, Bitcoins are going to have to be worth at least tens of thousands of dollars a Bitcoin, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars per Bitcoin. So thinking it's too late to get involved with Bitcoin is like thinking it's too late to get involved with using the internet. Of course not. Like, it's ubiquitous in our lives, and Bitcoin's going to become ubiquitous in our lives as well.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. That was an amazing, amazing video. I'm telling you that every time I see that, it's just such a powerful piece. So we guys know that, you know, at the bottom line is paper money is being replaced. And so let's talk a little bit about gold, silver, and cryptocurrency, right? It's created through a process called mining. So there's proof of work, right? Gold is mined and it has to go through this process, and so this Bitcoin has to go through a process in order for it to be and it's called mining, just similar to gold. So let's compare them a little bit. Let's compare the mining. In order to mine gold, you know, or silver, you're actually, they're done by certain processes, right? Placer mining, hard rock mining, byproduct mining, gold ore mining. Now, in order to create a Bitcoin, it's done by computers and graphic cards and there's a lot of electricity that's required. It's very loud. It's very noisy. People in the past used to do it from home, but it's become inefficient and not as profitable to do it from home. So what people are doing is employing cloud mining facilities, and we're going to talk about a company that we've partnered with to do that, called Genesis Mining. But this is how Bitcoin is created. Now, the reason why it has value and is compared to gold is because what gives gold its value to is that it's scarce. Only 171,000 estimated metric tons. There's only that much in the world. Well, Bitcoin's only 21 million Bitcoins could be mined, and gold 12,859,100. There's only, I'm sorry, 12,859,100 of Bitcoins in circulation as of June 14th, 2014. Is a lot more than that. So as you can see, both gold and Bitcoin has scarcity and both are mined. Okay. Now, why choose us to mine with? Well, you know, we have an exclusive partnership with the best in the business hardware provider called Genesis Mining, right? Our farms are tactfully situated all over the world with the most profitable power. Due to large amounts of orders, we provide lower prices. Our technical team is composed of experts in managing and maintaining data centers with over 25 years of experience. Now, what are the benefits to mining with us? You may not be able to see the slide. It's not that clear, but I'll read it. You do your own thing. It's expensive. There's high shipping charges. You know, you've got very expensive electricity rates, high cooling costs. There's some people basically who've caught their place on fire because it gets extremely hot, very noisy, right? But if you're purchasing a contract through Swiss Gold Global. All you simply do is buy a contract. There's no shipping fees. You don't have to worry about loud noise. You don't have to worry about high electricity costs, any additional costs, or any of that. And just give you an idea, our Bitcoin mining contracts right now, this is all we have left, right? It is extremely profitable, and so they're limited right now. So these are some of the contracts. The 200 gigahash costs about $35.80. You're not going to get a ton of return on that. Few cents a day. You know, you've got 2.6 terahash, cost you about $439. 20 terahash, you're just giving you an example, right? We also have, we're out of all of our altcoin contracts, so I'm not going to focus on that. We had Zcash, we had Monero, we had Ethereum. We've completely sold out of those contracts because it's extremely popular. So how can you calculate your mining rewards? Well, we have a mining calculator, CryptoCompare, that helps you to be able to plug in. If you purchase a certain amount of terahash of of Bitcoin, it is able to tell you exactly what those returns will be daily, weekly, monthly, and all of that. So we have mining calculators that give you an idea of what you, and these are pretty much old, so you'll have to go, you know, determine that. We help you with all of that because we have training on Sundays at 10 p.m. Eastern, and we kind of help you with that and provide you with the tools necessary for you to determine how much mining you want and how much that will pay you daily. So I just want to talk a little bit about the Bitcoin contract because it's an open-ended contract, right? The specific duration of an open-ended contract is variable and determined by 3 factors: the mining difficulty, the Bitcoin versus USD exchange rate, the maintenance fee, which includes all electricity, cooling, development, and servicing costs. We cannot control the first 2 factors, which are unpredictable, but we do always deploy the latest mining technology, and we do our best to keep it running at their maximum capability for you. Maintenance fee, well, there's a fixed maintenance fee, which is deducted from all open-ended contracts for as long as they are profitable. So current maintenance fee is one of the lowest in the industry, 0.0028 per gigahash per day. So be aware that the fee is fixed in US dollars but deducted from your daily payout. So altcoin contracts are different. They're 24 months, run for 24 months with no maintenance fee. So how do you get a mining contract? Easy. You know, you open an account. Simply get the link from someone who shared it on your page. If you're viewing it from my page, most certainly I should have shared a link, and if I didn't, just inbox me or send me a note in the message. I'll be sure to get that to you. If you have questions, please tell me you've got some questions and we'll get in touch and we'll get them answered. But you choose a contract. Then you pretty much purchase the hash power. You know, get that all activated, and now you're starting to mine and get paid daily. Now, for those of you who say, great, I would love to be a customer. I want to really diversify my financial portfolio. I want to protect my money with precious metals, gold and silver. I definitely want to diversify into Bitcoin. Well, great. But some of you are saying, well, listen, I understand. I'm looking for a way to make some substantial income as well. I'm looking for a way. I'm looking for a business. And understand, guys, that a home-based business gives you access to tax breaks. I can't say this any further. Most people who are wealthy and have businesses, and lots of them home-based businesses, do they need, I mean, no. They do it as a tax strategy. So if you have a job and you're getting taxed, a third of your income is coming out in taxes, you need a home-based business. It's a tax strategy, okay? So I said, if you're going to buy the gold and if you're going to buy the beautiful pendant and you're going to do all that stuff anyway, hey, you might as well take advantage of all the tax deductions. And whatever you pay to get started in your own business is also tax deduction. And I'm not a CPA or accountant, but I do know that there are a lot of things that you can write off, and gas and utilities and certain things like that you cannot do if, you know, dinners and travel and all of that. So it makes sense to be involved in a home-based business. Now, what makes this different, right? The reason some of you are, you know, this is affiliate marketing or network marketing, right? And some of you hung up on that. You know, some people have different ideas about what it is. Some people love it, some people hate it. Some people say, I don't like talking to people, I'm not a salesperson. Well, this is not, you're not selling anything. All we simply do is show and tell. Now, if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, you guys are already marketing. You guys are sharing things, liking things, sharing things for free. And I tell you how good of a marketer you are. Look at how well Black Panther movie did. All of you told your friends and family to go see it, right? That movie theater they made over $1 billion. Did you get a check? Did anybody say thank you so much? You didn't see a check, right? But here's different. We reward you for sharing. You're on Facebook sharing all kinds of things. The founder of Facebook makes billions of dollars from the free information that you share. Okay? Why not get paid for sharing, right? What's wrong with that? So this is exactly what we're putting you in position to do. You know, word of mouth is the most trusted form of marketing, right? It's we do it every single day for free. So there are two ways to partner with us. One is a customer, the person who's going to buy the product through the affiliate. If you're looking for the gold and silver or the cryptocurrency mining, great. Open the free account, become a customer. You'll have to get KYC approved, which means you have to upload an ID and fill out a form that they send you. Once you're approved, it takes 24 to 48 hours. Now you're ready to start getting, your stuff. But if you want to become an affiliate, you can get that done right away. Okay, it's the person who's promoting what we have to offer through marketing efforts. Now, as a customer, you get paid daily, every single day when you purchase a mining contract, right? So you set a goal in terms of how much terahash, that's the terminology we use for, and you think about how much, that's what terahash is. You know, it's a measurement of how much mining, right? And depending on how much, some people have goals of 100 terahash, you know, which will pay them probably about $200 and something a day. You set your goal. That's daily. That's passively, right? And you can actually earn 2.5% on all the Bitcoin and altcoin mining contracts of people that you refer. So let's say that you've gotten involved in this. You're looking for a way to just make passive income, right? You don't like people. I don't want to talk to anybody, Erica. I don't care what you say. I'm not interested in that. I just want to get gold and silver, or I just want to participate in the mining, right? Fantastic. Okay, but you start to see you're earning money daily. You tell a few people, well, the company will reward you for that, and you'll get paid 2.5% on those people's contracts that they purchase. You can upgrade to an affiliate at any time, and you do have access to buy gold and silver at wholesale prices. If you say I want to become an affiliate, right, and you are the person promoting the product through your marketing efforts, so let's talk about what that means for you. There's real income here. You've got 9 ways to get paid, including a 10th way, which is a daily mining payout, right? You get paid when people purchase gold and silver. That's called our retail bonus, right? You also get a bonus when you refer someone who decides that they want to also be in business for themselves, and they want an income producing, producing some income, and they want to take advantage of tax benefits. You get a bonus for that, right? The unilevel bonuses, rank advancement bonuses, build a whole bunch of bonuses, right? And I'm not going to get into all of that, but let's talk about a business package, right? If you get started, we actually have 4 business packages now, right? I have to update this a bit. Miner $170, silver $249, gold $797, and we have ambassador $3,000, right? Well, if you get started as a miner, that's our cryptocurrency mining package. No precious metals is included in that, but you get 200 gigahash of mining. So that comes out of that. Out of that 170, 200 gigahash of mining comes to you and pays you every month. So you get 25% of whatever you pay. That $50, you pay $50 monthly here, but 25% of that goes into mining every single month, right? Silver $249. You do get $50 worth of gold and silver that's included in that, and you get 200 gigahash of mining in addition. And there is a $50 monthly, but 25% of what you're paying here goes into silver. If you start as a gold, it's $7.97. You get $120 worth of gold and silver. You get 500 gigahash of mining. There's no monthly fee here. And the ambassador, okay, forget executive miner and platinum is not available right now. But the ambassador, you get $750 gold and silver, 5 terahash of mining, and there's no monthly there, okay? Now, the retail bonus we talked about, you get paid 1% when people purchase gold and silver. And that's paid to you weekly, not monthly. 1%. It pays when people buy gold and silver, that's paid weekly to you in dollars. You also, as an affiliate, get 5% of hash power when people purchase cryptocurrency mining contracts. You remember, as a free customer, you got paid 2.5% when people purchase a mining contract, right? Versus an affiliate that gets paid 5%. As a free customer, you do not get paid when someone purchases gold and silver that you refer. You can purchase gold and silver for yourself, but you will not be able to get paid when people purchase gold and silver as a free customer. But as an affiliate, you do, okay? So these bonuses are paid on the purchases of precious metals and cryptocurrency mining. So let's move ahead. Now, here's a fast track bonus. This is for enrolling new people, right? So you are a miner. You're here. You enroll someone, okay? It's $35 for you. Silver, $55. Gold, $55. Ambassador, $300, okay? Now, there's a build to bedrock bonus as well, right? And this example is based on you referring people who start as a gold package. So let's you refer 3 people, and you're gold. You say, listen, hey, they all say, I want gold, okay? They get started. That's $145 each. That's $435 to you, all right? Now, these 3 people refer 3. 90 times 3, 90 times 3, 90 times 3, 810. And if you do it within 30 days, an additional $200 bonus, $1,445, okay? We also have some additional incentives and like Rolex watches and gold iPhones and iPads and golden pictures and things like that. But if you want to build, a passive income, I want to just close it up here. If you want to build a daily passive cash flow and be paid to saving gold and silver and Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, what's your next step? Act. Action changes things. Next step, open your free account. Get back to the person, whoever's wall you're viewing this from, whoever shared this with you, get back to them, ask them for their link. Open an account today. Listen, there's some things happening in the economy that you have to understand that the next crisis that we have will be bigger. It's going to be worse than anything that we've seen, okay? Right now, Venezuela, they're living and surviving from Bitcoin. Their currency collapsed. They can do nothing with their money other than make things with it. It's worth nothing. This has happened. The United States is projected to happen here. I know most people don't believe it, but understand when it happened before, the government did a bailout where they printed money. This time, it will not be a bailout. They have signed a law in place, and you can Google it yourself. It's called the Dodd-Frank Act or the bail-in. Guess what? They're coming after your money. That's in your savings. It's in your 401k. That's in your IRA. You've got to protect your money. That's why this information is so important. You need to start saving in precious metals. Take a percentage of your income, and you need to get as much as you can. Okay, because those folks, it happened in Greece, it's happened in Zimbabwe, it's happening country after country, Puerto Rico, it is going to happen. I don't know when, but it's projected very soon. All the economic indicators are in go. So you want to open your free account, become a customer, or you can decide to purchase an affiliate package. Get KYC approved. That means know your customer, which means you'll need to upload some identification, and then you start to purchase your mining, start to purchase your gold and silver, and show and tell others. So we want you to join our movement. We want you to get started today. There's no guarantee, this is a disclaimer, that you will earn any money using the techniques and ideas displayed. These materials are not to be interpreted as a promise, financial advice, or a guarantee of earnings. Bitcoin and altcoin daily payouts will vary depending upon, but not limited to, price, difficulty rate, independent mining companies, operational expenses, and Contract Life. So we want you to stay connected with us on our social media platforms. Look for Legacy Builders International on YouTube. Look for Legacy Builders International on Facebook. And listen, who are we? We, Legacy Builders International, we want you to join our movement. We are on a global mission to create 1,000 millionaires over the next 5 to 10 years. So we want you to join our mission. We want you to help people to build generational wealth and leave a legacy. So we want to thank you guys for joining, and for those who choose to partner with us, hey, welcome home. Welcome to Legacy Builders International, and you guys have a great night. Please remember to share this out. Thank you. This is the end.